Well, I just received some bittersweet news that my Model X is ready for pickup. So the reason I say bittersweet is because I am really hooked on the range of this vehicle. Other than that, I do miss my car, and I look forward to getting it back. So what I want to do is just go over the menu screen and the layout of this vehicle before I return it. So here we go. So anyway, once again, here's the layout. It's a 5-seater. I've already done plenty of film of the cargo area, so I'm going to mainly focus on the layout here. There's not a lot of differences, but there are some differences. The first difference that I have to mention is the climate control. With this climate control, I'm going to start with this right here, the custom. You hit this, and these are your functions here. So, just like me, all the same options. Got your bioweapons defense mode. That's for your, for the air to come out down by your feet, of course, so at your chest and face level, and your windscreen defogger, along with, I guess, air coming out everywhere. I don't know. So, this is your fan speed. It climbs to 11. You can keep your climate on once you leave the car. Most Tesla followers already know about this, or owners. So with this vehicle, because it's a 5-seater, the climate control is all here. So you can't, it's not separated like in my vehicle, because with a 7-seater or 6-seater, there are vents in the far rear of the vehicle. So it's kind of hard to explain, but let me see if I can show you. I'll probably put another video, but there's some vents right here, if I'm saying that correctly. And also, well, these are here. So you've got these vents here on the 6-seater as well. So these vents are here, and then you've got these vents here. And everything's the same, except there are vents in this area for the 2 seats that are in the rear. Now, back to the rest of the menu. Okay, so we've covered climate control. This vehicle does not have ventilated seats. As you can see, it's this material here that is there's a dime there, a penny or something. But yeah, I really like the feel of these seats. Very, very comfortable. They actually feel better than the seats that I have. But I have the perforated leather, which is great for having the ventilated seats, which I will point out later. So here you just have your heated seats, and you can select just by touching. It goes 3, 2, 1 from hottest to not as hot. And let's see, let's move to the rest of these. So I've probably covered most of this, but I'll go over it again anyway. So you've got the doors, and all the doors are controlled here on the screen and by remote, except for the front trunk. The front trunk is the only thing you must do manually. You pop it, and you have to raise it manually, and then you press it back down. But let me talk about that real quick, because here's something that a lot of people don't know. So when you lift it up like this, you can. So here it is. Once you start to lift it, it'll spring open. Okay. You don't have to manually lift it. It has the hydraulics. But here's the thing that I did not understand. When you close this front trunk, all you have to do, they tell you to put both hands, like hands on either side here, and then press down. But really all you do is put your hand somewhere right above the T emblem and just apply some pressure, and then that's it. you know, you just push down a little bit. You don't have to be real rough with it. You don't have to slam it. Okay? So we covered all that. All the doors are power except for the front trunk. The suspension. This one has the air suspension. It's best to ride on standard at all times. You can do that by adjusting the speed. You hit this button here, and you can say never, which means it'll stay in standard and it'll never adjust. So I will do that for the heck of it, and then, but by default it rides on low, even though they claim that it'll stay standard. We move on to driving. These are your driving features on this Model X. See, not major differences there. This one has the cold weather package just like I have. Everything is the same. You can hit this, that's your heated steering wheel, of course. This is your to heat your windshield. And I'm told this is heated wiper blades, but I don't know. Who knows? Because see, you've got this right here to control the temperature on the windshield as well. So you can do hot or cold on there. So anyway, that's what this is for. It's for your wiper blades or whatever to keep it warm, and it does work. It works really well. Then of course you can hit these here, okay, and it's the same thing. You just touch it again to get it to where it's not so hot, or you can go here and just say all off and they all turn off. So let's do that again. I'll back the camera up so you can see it better, and I hit all off and they're all off. Okay, moving on. Trips. Pretty self-explanatory, right? And here's the brightness and stuff. You can set it to auto adjust. That's where they have it set, so I'm just leaving it alone. I don't want to make too many changes. And this is your power off, so you can just hit this right here and it'll power the vehicle off, so if you want to save some energy. So that's it for that. Here's your lighting stuff. I've covered this before, but if you hit dome, you can control these dome lights here. There they are. I haven't really figured out what the rear fog is about. I have the rear fog as well. I just can't really tell what's going on with that. But this seems a little different than my Model X. So I'm going to move on from there, and I'm going to go up to settings now. So here are your settings. Let me start from the top. Apps. That's all you ever get for apps. I don't know when they're ever going to release any more than that. You got your driver profiles. You can create up to 10. This is how you adjust your units and format. So you can go with kilometers instead of miles. You can go with 24-hour rather than 12-hour, which I prefer, 24-hour. Temperature can go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Your energy or distance, that means you can see the battery life rather than how many miles it predicts you're going to get. And here's your tire pressure. You can go with bar or PSI. Now, here's another thing that will trick you. Sometimes you'll get in cars and they will say rated. You might notice that the range would be higher. So, for example, right here, I'm seeing 204, right? So if I go here and I switch to ideal, then look at this. You see how it jumped up? So ideal is not the way to go. I believe you should stick with rated. That's the way they have it. It's more realistic. So stick with that. Moving on to the vehicle. So you've got your mirror tilt, your auto fold. This is when you're in reverse and you're backing up, and it'll tilt for you so you can see better. This is for the mirrors to fold when you exit the vehicle. This is for your headlights to remain on once you exit. This is for adaptive headlights. Smart preconditioning is off currently, and the cabin overheat protection is on. Your wipers this is the automatic rain sensing wipers, and it's on right now. It works really well, by the way. Pretty well. Here are the rest of it. The settings. Doors and locks. A lot of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I really need to go through this, but when you unlock the doors, it will unlock for everyone or just the driver. You can set it to that. You got your child protection locks, you got your walk-away door lock, you've got your automatic doors, you've got your unlock on park, you've got your Falcon door height on auto, and you've got close all with the key fob on. And that's when you press the top of the key fob and it just closes all the doors. Okay, so they say here that a triple click will always close all doors, but I just press it down one time and it'll close them all as well. Safety and security. So here's that. I don't really mess with this stuff. You know what? I'm just going to be straight up. I just don't trust sharing my data with anyone. It's nothing against Tesla. Personally, I do the same thing with Apple, and I've been an Apple user for a little over 16 years now, and I still don't like to share data with them. The other thing is the mobile access. I guess that is for your phone, your app, to access the vehicle. Displays. We've already kind of covered that in the settings, but here it is again. Home link is home link. You can set it up to open up your garage door or whatever when you get home. And when you leave, it will also close the garage door for you. So here's the driver assistance features. You've got your auto steer, your auto lane change, so that means when you throw the turn signal here, it will automatically move over, which, by the way, it's a little bit smoother now with the latest update. The auto park is on. You can customize that auto park. I have yet to really get this to work exactly the way I want, but you can customize it here. Okay. Hopefully I'm giving you enough time to look at that. Got your lane departure warning, which means when you cross out of your lane, the vehicle will vibrate. Your speed assist warning, which will either display it or give you a chime letting you know you've gone over the speed limit. You can set it for the way you want it. And your collision avoidance assist, which basically means when you're getting close to a vehicle, it's not moving, but you're moving at a high rate of speed, it will warn you, and it will warn you in a very loud manner, loud fashion, all right? And here's your service and reset. So this is how you reset everything back to the factory settings. Here is your tow mode, and here is wiper service mode. Pretty simple. When you hit that switch, and I won't do it right now. I don't want to streak up their windshield's looking kind of good. But that's it. And then here, if you ever want to know other things, you just hit manual, and the owner's manual will come up, and it will show you everything you need to learn about the vehicle. Pretty cool, right? Everything's the same as usual. You pull this here for your center console. There's this little pocket here. A lot of people carry those aftermarket drawers. I need to get one myself. Oh, and here's something I want to talk about. This, I have the Alcantara, so it's like this, but it's the charcoal or dark, and it's right here. Not here. This is the same, but all this is. This has a nice, even, this grill here for the speakers and everything. It's nice and even. Mine's kind of sloped in an odd way. And I had this foam that was down here in between where this grill meets with the windshield or windscreen. There was this piece of foam that's about this thick, and it went all the way from here to the other end. And we're gonna find out what all that was about today when I go to pick up the vehicle. But yeah, this looks really, really good. I like this better. Quite frankly, I don't really need the Alcantara up here, but it is what it is.